I ain't sue nobody.
So how did you get I think you got like a settlement or some
I
sort.
wouldn't step to that nigga. If I would have sued him, I'd be rich.
One of the biggest stories is this Jay-Z getting tied up to Diddy. You had a prediction that that was going to happen. Now, as of right now, Jay-Z's a free man. How long do you think that's going to last? Do you think this is the last wave dealing with this Tony Busby situation? Because he was able to get this whole situation looks to be dropped, and now Tony Busby's going through his own thing. But yeah, just your thoughts about seeing Jay-Z's lawsuit getting dropped.
I mean, I'm happy for him, even though everybody think I'm the Jay-Z hater. But like I said, I didn't believe those allegations about a 13-year-old girl that drove all the way 6-7 hours to New York and was able to get into the MTV Awards and the goddamn after party at 13 with no credentials, like, and her father or mother wasn't the superstar. So I didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? And I guess I'm vindicated in that. You know what I'm saying? People wanted me to hate on Jay and wanted it to be true, but I mean, I give Jay-Z some credit in some places, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I may kick his back in about other situations, but when it comes to the truth, you know what I'm saying? I'm always going to stand on the truth. And I didn't think that that was true. However, thinking that he still may get tied into Diddy's case is always a strong possibility. But now it's looking like Diddy's case is weakening. You know,
the case against him.
Yeah, it's the civil cases.
Yeah.
You know, Jay got one civil case against him. Diddy got hundreds, but the one that Jay got reflects the hundreds that Diddy got. A lot of them, I believe, is BS. You know what I'm saying? More recently, there was a civil lawsuit filed with like the bodyguard dude, Jaguar, all these different people. And even though, you know, none of these...
you talking about the Drewski thing?
Yeah, the Drewski thing. Like that one, that's another one. That's another one that's BS. If you in my world and you've been a hip hop journalist this far, you can tell that somebody's listening to stories.
Yeah.
And then they piecing these together and then coming to get a lawsuit. So
it's more so money grabs they're trying to be happy.
Yeah. And this is what these people get for getting out here telling these stories. You keep telling these stories, people are taking your stories and going to file lawsuits with them.
And flipping it against you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know what was interesting? I want to get your take because you ended up, again, like suing Jay over beating that happened or something, like his bodyguards jumped you, right? Did you sue Jay or Rockefeller?
I ain't sue nobody.
So how did you get I think you got like a settlement or some
I wouldn't step to that nigga. I stepped to Dame, yo, what happened? Dame said it was Jay. I went to John Manelli, and me and John Manelli is Jay-Z's manager.
Okay.
And me and Jay did a negotiation between John, and he cut the check. I had to sue him. Sue him. If I would have sued him, I'd be rich.
Yeah.
Because I would have sued Jay-Z, I would have sued Rockefeller, I would have sued the Hammerstein Ballroom, I would have sued Hot 97, I would have sued Universal, I would have sued all of them.
Is there any regret with not going that far?
Yeah, it is. I was dumb. I still had the street mentality. I was supposed to sue him. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to be called a rat. And look, today they would have been like, Joe's a rat, he snitched on Jay-Z, right? Yeah. Dumb mentality. I should have sued him. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like I was maturing at that point. It would have been super easy for me to do something to him. You know what I'm saying?
That would have been crazy, though. You wouldn't expect retaliation?
You know how many people I had to talk to
talk off that ledge?
To leave that nigga alone? And niggas felt like I was getting soft because I let it ride. But I felt like it was my life, my situation. Dudes that grew up with me know what I'm built for. But at that time, I told you, I was maturing. I looked at it in a different aspect. You know what I'm saying? The people that was telling me to do something to them was still in the street. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? They still had the street mentality. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in jail before. So,
So you just
I know where I can, do I want to be in that situation again? How can I handle this different?
right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And I handle it different. Look where I'm at today. Right? Look where Jay's at today. I'd have did something to Jay, he wouldn't have been here, he wouldn't be who he is. If I would have pressed charges on him, he would have went to jail because he was on probation for the unstabbing.
That's
He
right.
wouldn't. He probably possibly wouldn't have been who he is. I made a decision for both of our careers,
Right.
and it worked out for both of us.
1997 song Streets is watching. Look, if I shoot you, I'm brainless. But if you shoot me, then you're famous. What's a nigga to do when the streets is watching?
And his words were played in my head. That reference is for anybody. You know what I'm saying? When you're in that situation, it's easier to pick up a gun and shoot somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's much harder to have greater restraint and hold yourself back and take the L like a man. All right, dudes say in comments all day with me, oh, you just mad because they jumped you at Rockefeller. Oh, I see why niggas broke your jaw at Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Ain't no nigga one-on-one break my jaw. You got 5 to 7 niggas jumping me, and a nigga accidentally kicked me in the jaw trying to kick the camera out of my hand. Did I take a L? Yeah, I took a L. Did it stop me? No.
Clearly not.
You know what I'm saying? You think like there's plenty of other people that took L's in life too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, who's on top? Me,
Right.
right? The people that wanted me to do something to them, did they achieve what I achieved? No. I still got to go around the world, right? I went down to Nelson Mandel's 85th birthday party. How many niggas from the hood could say they did that? Who went to Winnie Mandela's house? Who can say that? Who flew private jets with Naomi Campbell and flights and been in Victoria Beckham's house? Who been in David Beckham's Aston Martin before he got in his own new car? Me. You know what I'm saying? So I have no regrets in making the decision to put beef in the trash can and walk up with my head up high as a man.
Right. And try to do something more of a mature approach as a where instead of physical
Right.
altercations.
I could say I was backstage at Dolce and Gabbana fashion show in Milan Fashion Week and see Naomi Campbell and Giselle naked.
Now, if you would have sued him, you would have had to done all that on your own terms, but you probably would have
I
had.
had a lawyer for that. My lawyer is the one that I used to negotiate and do the paperwork.
Well, I'm saying like the things you did, because I was with you and Rockefeller. At that point, I don't think you and Rockefeller will have worked together anymore.
Yeah, we did.
No,
I went right back to
if you
work.
would have sued, if you would have
If I
sued,
would have sued them,
you would just
I
be
possibly wouldn't have stayed there.
yeah.
But for me, it was like, I don't have to sue you by going to the precinct, press charges, filing a police report, and doing that. I could sue you by just saying, yo, nigga, you owe me. You see what you did, pay me. And I'll sue you on the street, not in the court of law. Some of us, we go to court in the street. We don't have
That's
to
right.
go to court in the law. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because ultimately, I'm not here to tear him down. He made a dumbass decision.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this teaser. You can watch the full interview right now at hypersclub.com, along with more behind the scenes and additional content.